True intelligence is the ability to discern between that which is real and that which is unreal. And I'm talking about on the spiritual level. Spiritual truth as opposed to mental illusion. Because it is our mind that creates all the illusion that we believe to be real. And so, the highest intelligence is the ability to discern between spiritual truth and what you could call psychological illusion. And if you don't practice this intelligence, this ability to discern between realities or between reality and illusion, if you do not practice that intelligence, then all your other intelligence is wasted. Because what good is it to be highly intellectual, have a highly sophisticated mind, if you cannot discern between spiritual truth and psychological illusion? Because you will be operating within illusion. You will be deluding yourself that your actions matter, that your words matter, or that this thing matters more than that thing. And until you have a clear view of what is ultimately real, then you are deluded. And so our job now, each one of us, is to focus completely on determining what is spiritually real, because spiritual reality is what we're all looking for, but we don't know it. So our heart is yearning for spiritual reality, which you could call God, which I call God. You can call it God, you can call it anything you want to, but it is spiritual reality. And our heart yearns for it, even though we don't even realize it. We think we want all the myriad of things in this world. We think we want, someone to love us, a partner, affection, appreciation from our peers, or maybe success in the material world. That's all a waste of time. Because what we really yearn for, what our heart really yearns for, is the light of truth. Our heart wants illumination, and it only gets it when we can see through the veil, see through all the illusion, navigate our mind out of the labyrinth, and see the light, literally perceive the light of truth, which is something you cannot do with your thoughts. It's not something you can understand. It's not something you can learn. It's a case of seeing. So how do we make that journey of navigating our way out of the illusion and perceiving the true light of reality, which you could call God? How do we do that? Well, that's a very profound question, and it would be lovely if I could just give you a 3-minute answer and say, okay, just do this and just do that, and once you've done that, do these few things, and then you will be illuminated. But it's not as easy as that. What I can do is tell you, and this word, many people don't like this word, but it's absolutely essential. It is discipline. This is why Jesus' disciples were called disciples, because he gave them disciplines. They had to follow the disciplines which their master gave them, because he knew that if they followed these disciplines, then they would navigate their way out of this misunderstanding that they had in their mind about God and about reality. They could navigate their way through all the misunderstandings and see with their own eyes the divine light of truth, God. And it's only when our eyes have been opened, when the veil has been removed, when we have navigated our way out of the shadows, out of the labyrinth, it is only then that we can understand anything. I mean, understand in the deepest sense possible. Truly understand what life is, who we are, what is real. We have to have that perception. We have to find our way to that perception, which means turning our mind away from all that we know to be illusion. You have to turn your mind away from all that you know to be illusion. So we have to test everything. We have to test everything and find out, is this truth? Is this truth? Is this the path that leads me towards the light? Because there is a path that leads you towards the light, towards a perception, a direct experience of the divine truth. There is a path, and it is in fact God, that light, which wants to lead you along the right path. Yet human beings are stubborn. We like our habits, we like our addictions, we like deluding ourselves very, very much. We all like deluding ourselves and convincing ourselves that actually no, that's not real, that's not true. I just want to be happy with my little illusion, my little bubble of comfort, where I can do all the things that satisfy me, all the pleasures, I can have all the pleasures that I want, all the things which I know I like, and I can keep experiencing those, and I'll just pretend that that vision, that calling that God is calling out to me, I'll just pretend that voice isn't real, because that voice wants to take you out of illusion. And as you navigate your way out of illusion, then you have to let go of all these desires for pleasure. It doesn't mean you don't enjoy, but you enjoy on the deepest level. It's your heart which is enjoyed, not your body. It's not your flesh which is enjoyed. You don't enjoy your flesh, because the enjoyment of the heart is infinitely greater than the enjoyment of the flesh. And you will experience this for yourself if you bring discipline into your life. And this is essential. Bringing discipline into your life is absolutely essential. And that means discipline in terms of activity, physical disciplines, as well as mental, psychological disciplines, physical disciplines, like leading a healthy life, active, not being too sedentary, being an active person, being a person who likes to be outdoors, spending time in nature, being in the sun as much as you can. It also means your diet, what you eat. That's a very important discipline, which a lot of people like to pretend isn't important, but I'm afraid that it is. Because there's lots of things we eat which help to furnish our illusion. Emotionally, they help to furnish our illusion. You call them comfort foods, but most of the food we eat is comfort food. Anything which is heavy and stodgy and which gives us this nice heavy feeling in our stomach, it pacifies us and it makes us feel safe. Just like a baby when it feeds from its mother's breast, it feels safe. We do the same with most of our food. So when you realize that you can eat in a way that enlivens you, it doesn't make you tired, it doesn't make you heavy, it doesn't make you sleepy, it doesn't slow you down, but it actually makes you more alive, it makes you tingle with energy. When you realize you can put things into your body which bring you more alive, the more you eat them, the more you consume them. And this is things like, of course, raw food is ideal. Vegetables, vegetable smoothies, fruits, wheatgrass juice, spirulina, things which nourish your blood and are not weighing you down, things which lift you up, which give you energy. But of course we need to be grounded as well, which is why it's important to eat mineral-rich food. And it's important to get good protein as well, because protein grounds us. So that's another discipline, which is food. And if you want to learn more about food, I've written a lot about food, and I've been working as a kind of nutritional healer, or teaching nutritional healing for about 20 years. So you can read all my work about nutritional healing if you look at the link in the description. So that's another discipline. Food. Sleep. Getting enough sleep, not staying up till the early hours staring at screens or watching things which aren't necessary to watch. That's another discipline. Now the ultimate discipline is, of course, with your mind. The ultimate discipline. We have to master our mind. We have to. Because at the moment, in the case of 99% of the human population, they are a slave to their thoughts. If their thoughts say, be scared of this, be scared of this idea, worry about this, then we obey. We obey our thoughts. And we all have things that we worry about. We all have things that we shrink and become afraid of because we don't want them to happen. And that means that your mind is controlling you. And it is possible for that to change. It is possible for you to be the master of your mind, for you to be sovereign. It's a very popular word nowadays, but sovereign, which means that you are, how can I put this? Nothing can make you weak. Nothing can make you weak, especially your mind. No thought can make you feel weak. You are empowered, you are strong, not aggressive, but you are strong and empowered. And it's the power that comes from, what you could say, the light of God. And we feel that power in our body. And so once we've mastered our mind, then our mind cannot interfere with our connection to that power. With us being a vessel for that power, our mind cannot interfere with it, because we have mastered our mind and we will not let it control us. We will not let it make us afraid. We will not let it affect our heart and make our heart contract. We keep our heart open and strong, which means we will be a more loving person, of course. When your heart is open and strong, you will be strong enough to help people who are feeling weak, but you will be compassionate enough also to care for those who really need care, who really need to feel the love of another person, who really need to feel like they matter. Your heart will be capable of doing everything it is designed to do. When you're not allowing it to be undermined, the structure of your heart is being undermined by all the negative thoughts, all the fearful thoughts, and that doesn't have to be the case. You have to master those thoughts, master your mind, and say, no, nothing you say to me is going to make me shrink and shrivel up. I'm not going to believe anything you say to me that is negative and that makes me afraid and makes me feel threatened. I will not believe a single word, because I trust in the light of God. I trust in the power of God to protect me, strengthen me, enliven me, and to, as I said, protect me from anything. I mean anything. And it's that light which keeps the darkness away from you. When the light of God is radiating around you, then the darkness cannot come close to you. That's why our mind tries to weaken us. That's why our thoughts try to make us afraid and vulnerable and feel scared, because when that happens, then darker thoughts can approach us, darker energies can approach us, because we're submissive. We're in a position of submission. We're saying, I am weaker than this, I am weaker than that, I am vulnerable, I am easy prey for anything which is greater than me. And all these voices can convince us that the fears are greater than you. They are not greater than you. Fears are tiny, absolutely tiny. The only thing is, we believe the voice, we believe what they tell us, that they are threatening, that they can harm us. So mastery over our mind is another vital, in fact the most vital discipline, because we are strong in the light, we are strong in the power of God, but it's our mind which is working against us, trying to make us weak. So we have to watch our thoughts. We have to watch all the thoughts that make us feel weak. And when you notice a thought makes you feel weak, you have to say, I don't believe you. I'm not scared of you. You can tell me what you want to tell me. I'm not scared. I'll listen to it. I'll hear it. But I'm not going to believe you. I'm not going to believe that thought, because it's just a thought. It's just a voice, and I do not believe that voice. So I just want to go back a bit also to what I spoke about food, because our food also weakens us. Again, we are literally choosing what either strengthens us or weakens us. So we have to let go of everything that weakens us. And there are many foods which weaken us as well, that make us feel unwell, that make us feel tired, which make our immune system suffer, like sugar. Sugar is terrible. All forms of sugar is terrible for your immune system. So we have to make sure we're not putting anything into our body that makes us weaker, more vulnerable to illness, weakens our immune system. That's our body and our mind. And our heart needs disciplines as well. We need to be disciplined in terms of how we use our heart. As I said at the beginning of this video, we need to enjoy our heart, not our body, not our flesh, but enjoy your heart, which means putting more joy in, literally enjoy, putting more joy into our heart so that it can be stronger, so it can grow and expand and radiate the love that lives in there. So the disciplines we need for our heart are giving it attention. Simple, sounds so simple, doesn't it? Giving your heart attention. The most vital discipline for your heart, which means coming out of there, being quiet, resting, breathing, relaxing your body, letting go of tension, because tension is fear. Fear is resistance. So we let go of the tension, which means we let go of fear. We can't be afraid while we are physically relaxed. It is impossible, because fear is tension. And tension is resistance in our body. Resistance to the things we don't want, the thoughts we don't like, the things we're afraid of. So we relax our body, and then energy can flow in our body, fear disappears, tension disappears, and then our heart opens up. When we relax our body, our heart opens up. And I can't even begin to describe what happens to your heart when you relax it. When you let it soften, when you let down the walls, protective walls or protective barrier you've built up around your heart, when you let those guards down and allow your heart to expand, it's indescribable what that does for you. So I hope you experience that for yourself every day. Take a moment several times through the day to relax, let go of tension from your body, let go of all tension, put your hand on your heart if it helps, and feel your heart beating. Give your attention to your heart and say, thank you. Thank you for the love that you have for me. Thank you for the love that is there. Thank you for the job you are doing to keep me alive. Thank you for your strong heartbeat, which strengthens me, empowers me. And the more attention we give to our heart, then of course, firstly, the less attention we're giving to our thoughts. And also, the stronger we become. The more we inhabit, in fact, the more we inhabit the heart's world, the heart's realm, the heart's reality. And that's what we need to do. We need to move home. We need to relocate from the mind's reality back to the heart's reality. And it is a relatively simple journey, but discipline is essential, absolutely essential. If you have no discipline, then you will not be able to make that journey, because you'll succumb to all the mental temptations to think about this, think about that, think about those things that are, addictive. Thought is highly addictive, because it keeps us away from our feelings, and it keeps us away from reality. So thought is it's the most addictive substance on the planet. We are all addicted to thought. Well, most of us are addicted to thought. So breaking that addiction is the most important thing you need to do, so that your mind can be expansive and not caught up in a thought all the time, not caught up in this structure of thought. Very angular and predictable and sharp edges, that world in the mind. But the heart is different. The heart is unstructured. It is expansive. But within that expansive light that exists in your heart, within that, there is something so profound that it can't be put into words, and it's what you're looking for. I promise you. If you seek, you shall find. But you've got to look in the right place, and it's not in here, I promise you. It's in here. And these are very trite words. I'm sure you've heard them all before, but you've got to put it into practice. You've got to be disciplined. If you want to become truly intelligent, as I said at the beginning, if you want to become truly intelligent, and another form of high intelligence is choosing where to put your attention. You have the free choice where you put your attention. You can put it in your thoughts. You can think about this. You can think about that. You can do many things in your mind. You can put your attention in many places. Or you can choose to bring your attention out of that mental realm, back to your body. So be aware of your body, how it feels, back to the five senses, which grounds us. We have to be grounded because we are connected to this earth through our body. And it's through our body and through this earth that we feel the love. We feel the love of God. It's a planet which has been made with love, made in the image of love. And that's very much, the planet is very much connected to our heart. In fact, if you take the H from the word heart and you put it at the end, you have the word earth. So it's important to be grounded in our body and feel our heart. Relax our heart. Breathe more oxygen for our heart to pump to the cells of our body. If you don't breathe deeply, you're not going to have so much oxygen in your system. Get out into nature, breathe deeply, and you will feel oxygenated, which means you'll feel more alive and you'll feel more connected to your body and to your heart. And that is the connection you need desperately, because we are all drifting away. Many people are, with the influence of the media, very negative influence. With that influence, we are all drifting away from where we should be gravitating towards. We should be gravitating back to our home, back to reality. But the media is making us float away, almost like someone floating away from the earth into space, lost in the darkness. And that doesn't have to happen. We have to come back to earth, come back to our heart, because that is where we encounter the truth. That is our receptor for the divine truth, which is the love of God, the light of God. And we are designed, we have been built around this heart. Our heart is like the crowning glory, the jewel at the center that everything is built around. And we need to return to the center, return to that jewel, and realize what a magnificent gift it is. What a magnificent gift the heart truly is. It is phenomenal. But there's no point understanding or thinking about it. We have to feel it. We have to feel our heart. Let go of the tension that surrounds our heart. Slowly, slowly let go of the tension. Let our heart relax. Let it open up. Let go of the fear, which is tension. Let go of all the tension from your body. All the fear drifts away. We open up, and there is no reason. Your mind will give you a million reasons why you should not relax, why you should go back into fear, why you should not let the guard down of your heart. Your mind will give you a million reasons to stay anxious, to go back into fear. And that is the illusion. That's how we get tangled up in the illusion. We listen to this when we should be feeling this. So most of our illusion is caused by listening to the wrong voice. But there is another voice that speaks from within here, which says, you are safe. It is safe to let go. You are protected. Because we all need to feel safe and protected. Every living creature needs to feel safe and protected. If we feel threatened, then we can't really operate properly. We're always trying to alleviate the threat or to stop the threat, to find it, protect ourselves. It's not your job to protect yourself. Drop down the barriers around your heart. Trust that you are safe. And it's that light which comes when you open your heart and you relax your heart and you connect to your heart. It's the light which wells up from within your heart, which creates your safety, because the light radiates from within you like a lighthouse, and it creates like an aura of light around you, spiritual light, which means that darkness cannot come close to you. It cannot approach you. It's impossible when that light is shining. So your job is to make sure that light shines brighter and brighter and brighter, which means letting go of more and more fear, trusting more deeply in God, in that loving force of light and nourishment and protection and healing and peace, trusting that, letting go of the fear, letting go of the resistance, trusting that more and more deeply. And that's when you start to perceive what is real and what is not real. The fear is not real. The love, the light, the beauty, spiritual beauty is real. And you have to trust it. Hang all your hopes on that light. Trust it completely and let go. Ignore all the thoughts, all the fearful thoughts which tell you, yeah, but you should be worried. Yeah, but you can't trust that completely. You can't trust that light completely. You're not completely safe. You're not completely protected. That's just an illusion. That's just a fairy tale. God is just a belief system. You have to listen to this voice, the voice which tells you that you need to be worried, the voice that tells you that you need to protect yourself and create your own safety. That voice is a liar. It's lying to you. And it is intelligence, the intelligence to discern between that voice and that voice in your heart, that will help us encounter the light we've been looking for so long. So I'm going to end this video here, but please look at my other videos. I've put a playlist in the description which has all my other talks. I've given a lot of talks. I make a lot of music videos, dance videos, but all my talks which I believe will help you in this journey, there's a link in the playlist link in the description, and I'll call it Talks Playlist. You just click on that playlist and you'll have hundreds of talks like this which will help you return home, back to the light, seeing the truth, waking up to the illusion that you've kept yourself in for so long. It's time to leave the darkness behind and move towards the light. Thank you for watching this video. I wish you well, and God bless you.